welcome to you wherever you're watching us from. How can developers ensure that they do successful projects? Today we sit down with a real estate development consultant who will share with us some of those risks that they can mitigate and help them do it right. That's in our discussion today. A little later on, some pillow talk. You heard me right, yes. Today we check out a few tips on how you can use pillows and simple, really cool methods of just making them work for you in your house. But first, let's have a look at our property of the week, the amazing upcoming 2 and 3 bedroom apartments in Kilimani. You'll love this one. Hi guys, so today we're here on Kindaruma Road to check out the Silver Harbor apartments. These are 2 and 3 bed apartments, completely done out of this world, the city kind of lifestyle. First and foremost, when you come to your apartment, there's a security key card alert system that enables you to enter your home. And then on the other side, we're going to meet up with Mr. who's going to tell us more about this amazing property. Come with us.
Hi, Jamila.
Hi, Mr. Who.
How are
you?
you?
Nice to meet you. I'm well, thank you. I'm well,
Pleasure.
thank you.
Okay.
Beautiful place you have here.
Thank you. It is.
The show house.
Yes, this is the show house.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I like what's going on in here.
Yes, very cute fishes.
Yeah,
yes.
These are lovely. These are lovely. I like it when people do good show houses. Okay, so tell me about the open space, because I've noticed I come in and there we go, the living room.
Yes.
And balcony.
Yeah, actually this is a 3-bedroom ensuite with DSQ. Yeah, we are now standing in the sitting room. Okay. So let me show you around.
Okay. I like the high ceiling.
Yes, actually this is 3 meters high, the floor height. Yes.
From the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
Higher than the standard the setup.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the size of this apartment, the 3 bed?
This is 158 square meter, the plinth area.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Do they all come, are they similar?
Actually,
with this kind of finishes, you know.
Yes, what you have seen here, this is a standard finishes. Like whatever sticked on the structure, it is a standard.
Okay.
Yeah, so even if it's not a showroom, we still have this TV wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
the gypsum ceiling. Yes.
All right, and people can do whatever they want to. I like the tile work. This is a good choice.
Yes, it is.
All right.
You can see we are not choosing cheap materials. We are trying to deliver a kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, because most people are saying that they're not being offered good quality buildings. What have you done differently in the structure of this building? So
from the beginning, before we set up this building, we went through all the necessary procedures. Number one, from the geotechnical report, we introduced a team here to give us a geotechnical report. According to that, we designed our foundation, which is a raft foundation. We can say it's almost 70% higher than the other structure, the normal foundation, in terms of costs.
That's really reassuring, because I've seen it goes 13 floors up.
Yes.
13 floors.
Exactly.
So you really need to have a sound structure.
Exactly, but what we are doing is we don't want our client to get suffered, so we want them live here with a very good environment, and they can sleep tight instead of worrying about the cracks and all that.
And things happening when they're least expected. Let's see. Oh, I like this. All right, we have a nice little balcony over here.
Yes, it is.
Wow, I like the landscaping, what you've done here.
Yes, we feel that our clients, if they are buying from us, they are not just buying a concrete stone to live, and they're also buying a good environment. Yeah. This is a kind of living style. Yes. To stay here.
People need to live around places they can see some greenery,
Exactly.
Yeah. This is very thoughtful. That's where you'll have the pool?
Yes. Apart from this greenery area, we also have offer some other common facilities. Yes. Including the heated indoor swimming pool.
Heated, yeah?
Yeah, also including a playroom
Yes.
and a fully equipped gym
A fully equipped gym for
Yeah.
the residents.
for the residents.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is nice. So let's go
Thank
in
you.
and you show me the rest of
No
the
problem.
apartment.
Here is an open plan kitchen.
Oh,
Yeah. Outside here is a dining area. The inside is the kitchen.
okay. So you can have your 6-seater there.
Exactly.
All right. What do we have in the kitchen? I like to have enough storage. You can do your cooker there,
Exactly.
and then there's more space.
Yes.
That's nice. And water. Talk to me about water. You have enough water here?
Okay, actually here the water we are getting from two resources. One is the borehole,
Yeah.
another one is city council water. For the borehole water side, we already installed the equipment, which is water treatment equipment.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I can drink the water from.
Okay, actually all the water comes to your tap. It had already been treated.
It's treated.
Yes.
That's nice. Do the rest of the apartments come with this, or this is just for the show house?
This is for the show house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but it gives you an idea of what you can do
Yes.
with the space here, with the oven and the microwave.
Yes.
So where are we? This is bedroom.
Yeah, this is the first
One?
bedroom. We
Okay.
call it the boys' room.
The boys' room.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I see why. Oh my goodness. I love what you've done with the decor here and the furniture. This is nice. This gives you a very good idea of what you can do.
Yeah.
For the little guy. Look at that. This is awesome.
We already have boys' bedroom, so you can tell this is girls.
The girl. Oh, I like. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's lovely. The chandelier. It is so girly. Oh my God. This is one spoiled girl. I love it. I love what you've done. Oh, the detail. My goodness. This is awesome. I like this room. Spacious. You even have a mini balcony.
Yeah, we call it a bay window. Yeah, that allows you to even put an extra seat to
Yes.
enjoy the sunshine.
Yes. Oh, and just
Maybe do
chill.
some reading.
This is really cool. All right, what next?
Yeah, this is a master. Yeah.
You have this lovely view. Does this window open?
Yeah, we can open this one.
Okay. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, this is just perfect. Oh, I like this. Oh my goodness. You have fresh air every day.
Exactly. And enough lights.
And enough light. Thank you so much. Very
You're
well
welcome.
done.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
the best. And we're happy we came by. Thanks for the tour.
Thank you. Thank you
Awesome,
for coming here.
awesome.
All right.
Okay.
A bed or couch is often considered incomplete without a pillow. The supportive function of this item has become quite valuable in recent years. However, it was not until the 19th century that embroidered cushions began to be produced for and marketed to the masses. The pillow used to be a reserve of the wealthy and mighty, and even so, it was not the soft cushion as we know it today. Pharaohs and the rich people in ancient Egypt used carved stone and solid wood carvings as headrests. These hard pillows were believed to assert one's strength, aid in blood circulation, and keep demons away as one slept. Since then, the pillow evolved to having softer stuffings such as grass and feathers, and it is still evolving. From the current cotton stuffing to softer synthetic fillings and even memory foam material that is designed to adjust to your weight to give you custom head and neck support, no matter what position you sleep in. Pillows can make a room look more attractive, but the question remains, must we really use pillows to support our necks while sleeping and backs while sitting? Several researchers have indicated over time that our heads and necks are perfectly capable of resting without support. When we are young, our bodies are adaptable and can handle sleeping almost anywhere. We don't need pillows, but through aggressive marketing and continued use over time, we have become conditioned to feel like we need them. The Turkana people of Kenya and the Bushmen in the Kalahari Desert also use a curvy wooden or stone object to keep the head off the ground while resting and prevent insects from crawling into mouths, noses, and ears. Perhaps this was the main purpose of a pillow. Therefore, there is absolutely no harm if you choose to sleep or sit without using a pillow support. You can still have them for decorative purposes or even better, for a fun pillow fight.
How do developers mitigate their risks? Today we talked to a real estate development consultant to explain more and to give them tips on how they can do their business right. Thanks, Mr. David Ndegwa. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Jamila.
So we've seen things happening around that are not very pretty. Most developers are either, closing down shop or, simply projects that have stalled. What's going on?
One of the problems we have in this country is the copycat mentality. And as Kenyans, we must accept that that is one of the weaknesses that we have. I mean, it's copy and paste and paste on everything. That's why we have the quail egg problems. You keep pigs, your neighbors want to keep pigs. When you build a house, your neighbors want to build a bigger house. And that has slowly found its way into the real estate sector. So there's this mentality that real estate has a lot of money, and so everybody wants to become a developer. So even the ones that are not necessarily trained in that industry, the ones that have not had a lot of experience and knowledge in that industry, want to get into it primarily to make money and to make a profit. And that alone is a very huge challenge. So you have a lot of people that do not understand this sector, do not understand development, that are playing right in the heart of it, and that are making a lot of mistakes along the way.
Okay, so if they were to go about it the right way, then how should that be structured? Since everyone is in the business of making money, everybody wants to make money. You get in whether you have the knowledge or the experience or not, but the end goal is to make some money. So how do they go about that?
Well, one advice I would want to give to everybody that wants to get into real estate is that they need to get themselves a development management consultant, not a project manager, because a lot of people want to get a project manager. And many people do not know the difference between project managers and development managers. A project manager is is ideally a procurement officer. You get them on board when your project starts. So then they can take care of your costs, they can find out where to buy materials, and they can control the expenses. But a development manager is like a CEO of a company. So if you have a development and you hire a development manager, it's like you have hired a CEO. A development manager conceptualizes your idea, supervises your idea, gets into fundraising and financial structures, and gets into the development and construction of your project. So the entire business is managed by him. He has to make sure that the business plan is sound, that the business plan is making money. One of the things that you'll find that development managers do, that project managers do not do, is development managers always insist on having a feasibility study.
Okay.
And the feasibility study, of course, guides at what you want to do. Because a lot of developers do not even know what they want to do.
Okay, so if one developer did not consult the services of a real estate development consultant and they're already at it and they can see things are not going well, how would you come to, help the situation?
Well, real estate has 4 main risks. And those are the risks that we normally look at. And these are the risks that a lot of developers who do not hire development consultants miss out on. To begin with, you have a financial risk that you have to look at. Where did you get your money from? Not all money is good money. Just because you have it in your pocket doesn't mean it's good money. Did you get it as debt and at what percentage? What sort of impact did it have on the project? There are other forms of finance or sources of funding that a lot of developers do not know of because they do not hire consultants essentially to be able to help them manage that risk. You can, for example, deploy a bond. You can deploy social capital. You can deploy equity. You can bring people together and they can be able to help you put up a building. So there are all these different kinds of financial solutions that one would be able to look at if you hired a good consultant. A lot of developers go straight to the bank and they borrow money from the bank.
And it's expensive.
Bank money is the most difficult source of funding. It's the most complicated. It is very difficult for you to be able to make money if you're using pure debt, especially in the Kenyan situation. Financial institutions here, banks are charging between 13 and 20%. The profit on real estate is between 15 and 20%. So how would you make profit? If you're paying as much money on interest as the profit that you're making on your development product, how will you make money?
It's impossible.
So there are so many other sources of revenue that one can raise.
Okay.
One of the other problems that people have is the thinking that foreign money is good money on real estate development. Of course, it's not that it's bad money, but what are the terms of that money? And do people understand when you bring money from abroad, how it is going to get into the system? You cannot put money in your pocket and fly with it into this country. It's illegal to do that. Money must go through a financial institution in this country. When that money comes in dollars and you're selling your houses in Kenya shillings, then you have a risk on exchange rate. So what a lot of people do is that they forget that this amount of money you'd have to add other costs to the cost of that money. If it goes through a financial institution, you'd have to add 2-3% insurance. You'd have to add hedging fees, 79%.
So you don't think it's good money, or it's good money? I don't know.
It's not necessarily cheap.
People run out of the country to go and get this money, to source for this money, to fundraise for this.
Agreed. It's because when a lot of people say that when you get money from abroad, which is partially true, is that you get it at single-digit interest rates, 2%
4%.
to maybe 5%. But what people do not know is that when you bring that money here and convert it to Kenya shillings, and then you deploy it in real estate, and you pass it through a financial institution, there are so many other charges that are loaded on it. Ultimately, it becomes just as expensive as local money. You have to identify your market, and not only identify your market, you have to be able to approach your market and perhaps, if possible, sell the product even before you can be able to deploy it. The third risk, of course, is the product risk. What are you building and why? If you take a 2018 Range Rover and put it in the best car yard in Donholm or Kayole, you perhaps get an offer of like about 1 million shillings or 2 million shillings. Is there anything wrong with the car?
No, wrong market.
It is the wrong market. So a lot of real estate developers keep taking a Range Rover to Kayole or a Range Rover to, and vice versa. They take a Toyota NZD to Modaiga, a Toyota NZD to, nobody is interested. So one must also be able to match their product definition with their prescribed market. And of course, the final risk is the pricing risk. So if you come from where I come from, and I won't tell you where, a lot of people price it from the stomach out. You know what I mean?
Profits first.
Profit first. So you say, I want to make 4 million shillings out of this house, and then you start loading everything else. The cost of construction, cost of supply chain, cost of consultants, and ultimately you outprice yourself out of the market. Many developers do not observe those 4 risks: market, product, pricing, and of course the unit itself. So they fail on mitigation on those. If you know those risks, then it becomes a lot easier for you to mitigate on them from the onset.
Okay, fantastic. Good information there. But since you've touched on something that is close to our hearts right now, the affordable housing, how do you think the government should be going about, trying to house its citizens? Because some people have had criticizing the way the government is going about it, the housing fund levy and things like that. Nobody really understands what's going on. Do you think it's going to be a successful project?
Well, governments around the world get involved in housing. The problem with our government is, and the best way to do it really is not to get involved in the first place. The problem with our government is they're getting involved in very low levels, and that in itself is creating the wrong notion. If I was to advise the government, they should bring in proper players and allow, and then bring in off-takers like cooperatives and allow those cooperatives to be able to run the business of affordable housing. We have a tool in this country that if the government recognizes their power, then the government will never have any problems. And that tool is the cooperatives.
Okay.
Kenyan cooperatives are the best in Africa. Number 7, I think, globally. They have about 1 trillion shillings saved in several local banks. That is very patient capital because it's social capital. 1 trillion shillings, they have more money than banks, more money than many other people.
That's a lot of cash.
The cooperatives in this country are the 2nd largest landowners to the government of Kenya.
Okay.
So they don't even need land. So all the government needs to do is to create an enabling environment and allow the cooperatives to create products for their members. Remember also that cooperatives have about 12 million members. Those are home buyers.
Wow.
Those are people that need a house.
12 million.
Yes, and these are all sanitized people.
Yeah, and I hope someone is listening.
I truly hope so.
I hope as you're talking to them, they actually take your advice because we need to get things right.
Yes.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And all the very best.
Thank you, Jamila, and all the very best too.
Thanks.
You take care.
And that's all the time we had for you on today's edition of the show. I do hope you enjoyed it and learned a thing or two. On behalf of all the guests and everyone involved in the production of this show, I do want to thank you so very much. As usual, the conversation continues on our social media handles at Jamila Mbogwa and at NTV Property Show. Hadi mara nyingine, mahali pengine, asante sana.